Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I am live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. I'm a bit earlier today. Hey Yoko, hello. Thanks for coming. Yay! It's a live streaming day. How was your week? How's everything? So for Japan, this week was all about the World War II. And then for Putin too, he all of a sudden he made a surprise visit to one of our northern territories where Russia illegally has been illegally occupying, and he did that right after their military exercises in the east, and then he came visit our island where he's illegally occupying to show power. And we are angry. And at the same time, August 15th, which is yesterday for us, we had this event. Like our emperor and the empress are there, to, pray for all the victims in the war. And it's been 81 years since the World War II. So, and then declaring like never repeating wars again, kind of thing. And yes. And then Takaichi was supposed to, she was good for her commentary. She said that the war, how do you translate that word? なんだっけ、戦火。させない。Let me translate. To never again repeat the tragedy of war. To never again repeat the devastation of war. Takaichi said something like that. And usually we say like, oh, let's not repeat the same mistakes again. But she said in the way that we will never let them. Like I don't know who she is trying to stop by that commentary, but she said that she's not gonna repeat that tragedy again. So that was good. However, she didn't go to Yasukuni like she promised. She broke the promise. She kept saying that she's gonna go visit the Yasukuni shrine on August 15th, which is the end of the World War II for us, like mentally. Because that's the day that our emperor at the time declared. So, like through his recording, which was broadcasted at noon of the day. And then she was saying like, oh, it's the day that we need to go. Like the prime minister needs to go visit, and as a prime minister, she said that she, like before becoming a prime minister, she said that she would go each year, and she was visiting before, but this time she had a style of so-called yohai, which is interesting because that's the style that I just had learned like a few days ago, before yesterday. It's like because it's a kind of a traditional style that we do here, which I didn't know though. But like when the shrine is far away, you just look at the direction and pray from there. So they do that, and Takaichi did that for Yasukuni, and it's probably the compromising point considering the feelings of China and Russia. But particularly, my husband was actually telling me it's probably for South Korea because with China, our relation is awful right now. China is like they're not gonna even letting the people travel here and so on. And I don't know, did they ban the import of Japanese sea products? Is this still going on? I don't even know. Like they're so mad at Japan because Takaichi has a strong, stance like a hawkish stance toward China. But with South Korea, with the rising threat of China and Russia and North Korea, which is, cooperating with Russia, we have the need. It's a necessity. It's necessary to cooperate militarily with South Korea. And so we cannot push South Korea away. And so probably that's why Takaichi wanted to, visit Yasukuni Shrine or pray, but she couldn't go to the site directly because that would make South Koreans in South Korea really, really angry. And president there, he's supposed to be anti-Japan, like as for historical recognition, but he kind of toned it down. Like when you see the top leaders, Japanese prime minister, South Korean president today, when they meet, they are so like smiling together, like really firm, strong handshakes and everything. We are in a good relations now, and both ends don't want to break that. So South Korea also had an event on that day because that's the day that usually they hate Japan, right? And they're proud that they got independent from Japan. So that's the important day for them as well. But the president kind of toned it down, the hatred towards Japan. It toned it down, considering his background and where he comes from, what he was saying before, it was softer. So yeah. And then Takaichi probably still wanted to do her thing, but then she chose to, visit Yasukuni Shrine from afar. But it's not the same. What if your president, just I don't know, thought about those who died for the war or sacrificed their lives, like those who are in Arlington Cemetery, for example. What if your president didn't actually go there, but like virtually pray for them or something? Like that would be weird, right? Anyway, I'm rambling, but hello, good evening. Hello Yoko. Hello Yon. Oh, no, good evening. How was the rain where you are? We saw the flooding in Chiba. Yeah, it was very, very severe. People died. And it's the crazy part about the rain, like it hit the Kanto area, like especially Chiba. Like it says here too on the front page today, like days after, it says Chiba, like where Narita Airport is. It's actually not Tokyo, it's in Chiba, but different area though. Chiba, heavy rain. The dead people, 9 people now, and over 1,160 housing damaged. Like it's not damaged, but like it's like a severe one. Like one house completely got destroyed, half destroyed, or like 23 houses, and then not other like hundreds, like 600 or so houses got flood above the floor, so it's all damaged. It's awful. And I saw a lot of cars diving into the water. It's like, what are you doing, Like some trucks, for example, like Isuzu trucks are very strong. They can go anywhere, or like a Land Cruiser type probably can go through a bit of water, but not the regular cars. So they dived in, and you know how water is strong, and then you don't know what's beneath the water. It could be like a hole. You never know. Goes there, and one of the footage that I saw, like they went into the water thinking that they can go past it, and then it got stuck, and then this like back part kind of floated, right? And then they wanted to get out but couldn't, and the 3 people were inside the car, and 1 died. And the people watching the car going in, like this man was screaming like, no, don't, and then they just went. And so like, even though we are sad to see what's going on, and like part of us, when we look at footage like that, we're like, what are you doing, you know? Yeah. Anyway, storm is headed to Hawaii. Oh no, hurricane. Yeah. Hawaii people probably share similar experiences as us as for the climate. Kimio Davis apparently. Like it doesn't mean the same though as like a Koizumi visited as well. How do you go? Oh, hello, thanks for coming. China shouldn't be concerned with Japan. China should mind their own business. Exactly. Like what's going on economically with the employment and people, you know, the young people cannot get jobs and some are even given up and it's awful there. Why does Japan still have so many August 6 movies and stories? My younger workers don't even remember ISIS, let alone 9/11. Oh no! When I lived in Japan, they play so many sad war shows on that day, yeah, because it's like the modern version of virtue. I hate, I seriously hate like anti-war movies and all the narrative, like anti-war narrative and sentiments that our mainstream media use. Really hate them, and every time I come across shows like that after watching a news program or something, you know, they always have the special show for the season, right? And they start saying like, oh, 81 years ago there was this family and blah blah blah. I'm like, turn it off. I don't watch stuff like that because it's all like we already know what they want to say, and it's so annoying. I'm like, if you don't want to repeat what happened in the past, we gotta be strong. We gotta be armed. We gotta develop new technology. We gotta be economically strong. We gotta cooperate with other countries. So just shut up and work on it, right? But yeah, that's interesting though that you guys America just has so many dramas, you know? You guys confront many enemies that you're too busy to remember the past. But yeah, but I am so glad and we appreciate, like, as a Japanese citizen, I need to tell you that we are thankful for the friendship that we have with the United States today. It was not easy for both ends, but we are here as friends. I'm talking to you too, and it's amazing, right? Like, who could have imagined this day back in the day? The problem of the leftists here, you know, who just, you know, dislike US base, like having US bases here in Japan and Japan rearming and so on. The leftists here hate that. They think that if they drink some alcohol with China, they can work things out or something like that. That they're retarded. But yeah, we what was I going with that? We gotta be strong. I forgot what was it. Where was I gonna go? Because it's the narrative is so stupid. Mm. Mhm. Japan and America together, strong. Yes. Seriously, man. Seriously. Yeah. Leftists hate though. Oh yeah. Now I remember. So they think that I think the bottom cause of what they insist that, oh, we just have to negotiate instead of going into war or arming our country and so on. They think that verbally they can work things out like diplomatically. And that probably is because Japan and the US actually, you know, made a successful example, right? The 81 years ago, we fought and we ended the war. And then Japan was occupied but not colonized. So our human rights and everything were Like, of course, the education changed, our media changed, our textbook changed and everything, but like, and also our business side, like we started to have like a American style big malls, and which killed our small businesses, which was actually the strength of Japan. But then, like, everything is, we are making it work at least. And so, and then our friendship is great today. We overcame that obstacles. So today we are doing well without being colonized. Like, we don't have the history of being colonized by the US, only occupation. So probably leftists believe that that would be the worst case scenario. That usually when you look at other countries, if you look at China and Russia, like people like Uyghur people, for example, they're put in concentration camps and they don't have human rights. They get, like, if they are a match, they get their organs taken out alive without, like they are aware, they're not asleep when they have it done, and it's painful. They feel like they're gonna die. Some may die. I don't even know. Stuff like that happen, right? But in Japan, it didn't happen. So people here think that, oh, we can just talk, and the worst case scenario is that we would get occupied or controlled by another country, but then we will be alive and blah blah blah. So bad, 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 bad. The Russians are getting so greedy for land. Exactly. But I think the way that Japanese people see it, it's actually the same as what I personally think. That I see mainstream media reporting about Putin visiting one of the northern territories called Etorofu Island, and it's the biggest island. I heard that it's like over like 2.5 bigger than Okinawa. Like, it's the land is big. The one of the biggest lands that they are occupying of Japan. And yeah, but Putin is probably doing that because Ukraine is attacking Russia effectively. Now they attack like the Russian version of Amazon called Wildberries. The factory, it's not the factory, it's a storage facilities are attacked, and it's starting to affect the lives of the people together with the oil. You know how Ukraine drones are attacking the oil facilities, and so it's with those attacks, like successful attacks by Ukraine, Russian life, ordinary life, are getting affected, and the support rate is going down. Even though they are hiding, we know that it's going down. And then they have an election coming up soon, right? So for that, Putin needs to show that, oh, I'm doing well, and expansion. Oh, Japan, oh, we already have this territory, and look at this sea product factory. Oh, yummy egg, right? Everything is under control. We are doing well, like under Russia's control. All the lands that we, expand to take over, things become well, and it's blah blah blah. So she's pushing for the results, as an expansionist, which Russian people love historically. So yeah, so it's not really about, like, I don't look at it as an attack against Japan. They're just, like, Putin is using and taking advantage of Japan, coming to Japan's territory after the military exercise. That shows that he wanted to show power, right? And the ability to control and so on. So that's what he wanted to emphasize for the people. China and South Korea in the past have done that too. Like, whenever they have problems within their own countries, they start negative campaign against Japan. So they're like, Japan is bad, rah, rah, rah. Japan is our enemy, oh, let's fight them, blah. And then the people love that agitation, that they feel like they're doing something productive. So then they forget about, like, they are so busy being angry at Japan that they forget about being angry toward their own political issues domestically. So we know that pattern. Putin is doing that too. But maybe if I mean, the northern territories are already taken illegally, so like occupied, like not taken completely, but like occupied. So he might even show more power somehow, but yeah. Oh, super chat! Thank you so much for super chat. I don't like when I see leftists online say that Takaichi is a lapdog or puppet of Trump. Yeah, he she is really stubborn. Just so you know, like really really stubborn. That she is sleepless. Like she was kind of complaining and bragging at the same time through ex post recently that she only sleep like 0 hours to 3 hours on a daily basis. That one day she got to sleep like a normal human being. She basically wrote something like that on X one day, and it was bashed a lot. Because as a leader of one nation, she needs to make sure that her body is in a good health and so on, right? That's one of the responsibilities that she needs to take, and she's not doing that. So people are concerned about that. But yeah, but then she will not listen because there's something that she wants to do, and she doesn't want to get lectured by the others. She knows what she wants to do, in what way and everything. She has her like handpicked people around her, and she wants to think by herself instead of the routinely decided things. So yeah, she's stubborn like that. And even under the pressure of Trump administration, I think that like she will listen and respect it, but it's not gonna be like she will just listen because the Trump administration said so, And I don't think that Trump administration is that controlling toward Japan. I believe in the communication between Japan and the US. Biden or Obama, like they were really snobby and they were very controlling. And as a result, Japan and South Korea's relations got worse because they forced us to be friends. And that was bad. Like the dynamics don't change like that. So Trump administration is doing much better because we are naturally looking at the common enemies and threats. So now we're like there's a reality that we need to cooperate. So that's great, right? But yeah, it's true that yeah, people want to think that way, that Takaichi is a puppet, or Japan in general is a puppet of America. I'm like, hello, like Japan is an independent country. Thank you anyway for the super chat. Oh, Brad too. Thank you so much for your super chat. Perhaps if Japan builds a few more Izumo class vessels, they will be even better at responding to natural disasters. Yeah. Will they send help to Indonesian earthquake? I mean, we have a great system to like we have so-called like push type support, where the government doesn't wait for the governor for the requests, for the country, or I mean for the government. And the government just like we have many experiences that we know like what kind of goods are needed, or like how much water and food or blanket and everything, or toilets, that's more like a mobile toilet and so on. Like we know the real like what's the word, like essential goods and so on. So we just start sending and so on. And the recovery of roads and so on too are really quick. Like of course it takes days or weeks, but it's not that bad. And also we give like we send like nowadays, like some businesses have like so-called camping cars. I don't know how to say that in English. Is that the English way of saying it? The where trailer, where people can actually live inside and so on. some companies have that and send them and so on, but I don't know how it's related to the the maritime self-defense forces. I think I saw that they sent their ship to let the people who are affected to take a shower and so on on the ship because they have that system. So that's great. Will they send help to Indonesian earthquake? I don't know how far our government is helping other countries natural disasters, but we always usually we help other countries. Hey, hey. Hello. Oh, super chat. Thank you, Matt. Good morning from Sweden. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Japan is America's puppet. Have you seen how much money Japan puts in America? Good comment. Yeah. America is Japan's puppet. I didn't see that comment. Like we are investing so much, and we are the biggest buyer of dollars, aren't we? Uh, it's the mutual support. Always good to see another stream. Yay! Thank you for coming. Super chat will be very, very appreciated. Just letting you know. Did you hear about America trying to invest in the yen to bump up its value? Yeah, yeah. We saw the best sense note on his desk, which is very unnatural. But it was a big news here, like front page level. Like on the newspaper, we saw that, and the mainstream media on TV, they were talking about it a lot too. Putin is in northern territories because he is scared. He knows that if Japan wanted to take them back there's nothing he could do about it. How's Ambassador Glass? What does Japan think about him? We love Mr. Glass, Ambassador Glass. He is really, really good. Really good. That, like when, for example, our summit between Japan and the US was successful, we know that he worked so hard. Without him, all the, like, especially when he came here, Trump came here, all the coordination and everything. I heard that Ambassador Glass did really well, and he's is it his son? Like somebody, his family is married to a Japanese person, right? So after hearing that, we are like, oh, that must be like the dedication that he has for his work must be genuine. So that also helps too. Yeah. It seems like Ishin is pushing for cabinet position now. It seems to me. I don't. I think it will be good for them to have a seat because, like, it's because of the Ishin that the Takaichi administration is doing well. Like LDP is such a big party that there is always a power struggle going on, and it's really difficult to do what the conservatives want to do. There's the reality and there's the oppositions inside their own party. So when the party LDP is led by another ruling party Ishin, it actually is really good. And they worked really hard for the Imperial Household Acts as well, but they tried like so hard, but LDP is LDP. I wish you would visit a shrine. Yeah, like it's not one of, like, there are some people, like a commentator and so on, who are saying that she should just Takaichi, prime minister, as a prime minister, Takaichi should visit the Yasukuni shrine every single day. Just visit every day. China and South Korea will complain for a little bit, but they will get tired, right? Just like China tries to invade, Senkaku Islands. Japan's Senkaku Islands is where like it's kind of close to Okinawa, and China wants to take those islands because they want to go to the Pacific, right? But yeah. And then China comes in, around the territorial waters like every day, and sometimes comes into the territorial waters. And they've been very bold lately too. And they have a cannon, like they insist that it's just a fisherman ships, the regular ships, and then it's armed. But yeah, and then but then they come every day, right? So that we are like, oh, that's bad, like kick China out. We are so like conservatives are so angry about it. Oh, our government has to do something. But when it's done every day, we are like, yep, here comes another army of ships, and we do complain, but it doesn't have as much like stimulation or is like impact, so that it doesn't be like it loses the news values as well, and we are so used to it that we stop reacting to it too. So we should do the same about the Yasukuni shrine, that our prime minister should visit every day. First of all, as for Yasukuni shrine or any other shrines in Japan, usually it's in the spring season and the fall season, which is important to go visit. Those seasons are the important season, like where the festivals are. That's the important seasons to visit, and not the August 15th. It started, was it Mickey, Prime Minister Mickey or so, I think, that like all of a sudden like LDP Prime Minister started to go on August 15th. And of course, it has like political meanings, right? Like before, it was just like our prime ministers were going, and it didn't have like a political debate about that. But this guy somehow started to go on August 15th. And then the next one, Nakasone, he was like, "Oh no, it's a private visit, So like, I'm the prime minister, but it's a private visit, so you shouldn't, complain about it and blah blah blah." And then that's where all it started. And Takaichi today, she didn't actually go visit, but she did that from afar to pray for the shrine. And then now it's gonna have more conditions. It's the dates that we are thinking about today. Now locations and so on will be discussed probably. So stupid. They create the problems themselves. Mm. The U.S. uses natural disasters as justification for amphibious assault ships lime the Izumo class. Their helicopters can rescue people. They can function as small hospital ship, move supplies, etc. Ooh, I see what you mean. Like Izumo. Yeah. U.S. nuclear carrier can produce thousands of gallons of fresh water for drinking every day. Good for disaster relief. Ooh, awesome. Yeah. When we cannot sustain by ourselves, probably we will seek for that sort of help as well. But Ambassador Glass, though, did go to the affected area already. He went on August 9th. So he probably got requests, or maybe he had some offers. I don't know. I don't know the details, but already the US is, of course, helping us always. So thank you. As a Japanese citizen, I need to show appreciation. I have said thank you. Just saying, I do say thank you. Mm. Have you heard of Francesa Hong, who is of Korean origin. She's a Democrat socialist that lost her primary to establishment for the governor in Wisconsin. I don't think I know her. Francesa Hong. Sesa Hong. American politician, professional chef. She's a chef. Community organizer. She serves as a Democratic member of the Wisconsin State Assembly, representing 76 districts since 2020, and is noted as the first Asian American elected to the Wisconsin legislature. Mm. Is she good or bad? But she's a Democrat, right? Hello from New York City. Hello. Thanks for coming. One day I want to visit New York. That'll be cool. But you're under the rule of Mamudani. I wonder how he will evolve. Is he gonna become like a Bernie Sanders in the future? Islam version of Bernie Sanders, maybe. How does the public currently feel about Onoda Kimi? I don't feel her presence as much today. When they were discussing issues about like illegal aliens here in Japan and how to avoid, you know, the loopholes that they use to keep living in Japan and so on, like using the refugee visa and so on. When it was the hottest topic, or I think they just wanted to make adjustments to the law. And then, of course, it's about her responsibility. So I would see her on the news and so on. But today, I don't really see her much. On my ex timeline as well, like I don't see her. Yeah. But she's just one of our cabinet members. So that's about it. I have to say that the X people, including the bot accounts or those foreign accounts that want to get views, they use her to get views. But it's often on social media, things are exaggerated. So, yeah, but thanks for asking. She's a socialist. No. But I was thinking, like, after the disaster in Japan, the natural disaster like earthquakes and heavy rain, and people's houses are taken away. I was actually telling this to my husband today that socialists might see as a good opportunity to try to get support for their ideology, because it's like the same locations, like Kumamoto, for example, like 10 years ago, they got hit by this huge earthquake, which destroyed the area like really massively. And they were finally done with the damages control, like finally they were starting on a new journey. And then another one hits. So it's the same place. It's like they had a new house and it got destroyed and so on. And it's repetitive, and then it's like, even though it's a personal asset, maybe like socialists would think like, oh, like they would build the houses houses or something. So yeah. So it just makes me think like how far the government should get into help, and how much we should work on our own and so on. What's the best balance? But at least though, like today we have so-called my number card, which sounds kind of silly, but it's like a social security number for you. And we have my number card, and it's everything. All the information are attached to the number now. So it's at least like when we want to get like a national insurance, then it automatically Like it's linked already, so it automatically comes to our bank account, or like it's not the bank account, but it's like they get discounted and so on when you want to pay for hospital and so on, and also when the government wants to provide like some aid, like money, like when COVID happened and so on. Like it's very useful in situations like that too. So yeah, so it's kind of, Japan is actually influenced by socialism to a certain degree. So it's it's interesting when I hear about socialists. Hi Yoko, hello. Thanks for coming. I need super chat, guys. I need to live and I need to pay for stuff. Help me. Hmm. She doesn't Thanksgiving. She's against Thanksgiving. White people and a certain sport team. Interesting. Like she doesn't. Well, she's Asian, right? I don't exactly remember Korean origin. Maybe she cares about her own culture. But if she's an American, if whether like whatever background she has, like if she's American, she should just enjoy and embrace the American culture. Scamadani. You guys are creative always with names like that. Yoko, hello. Thanks for coming. Go to Florida. New York, no, you gotta go to Hawaii first. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I do want to go to Hawaii. Is really like, like on the top of the list. You know, but in order to do that, I need fund. Without money, I cannot visit. So your financial help will be very much appreciated. Just saying. Hmm. Yeah. Hey, I made it to the stream this time. Yay! Thank you for coming. I'm a little bit earlier, so probably that's why. Chinese propaganda is blaming Takaichi in Japan for the war in Iran. What? How is that related? That is so weird. Oh, Japan, by the way, like Takaichi talked to, I think the prime minister, what was his name? Of Iran over the phone. So at least she told our necessity, or what do you call, like what we want. Yeah, it's the international waters and Iran doesn't have the right to control, so I don't know what we are all doing, that. Yeah. But didn't we have already like international like co-signed document saying that that Iran has to open the strait? The free world is like underestimated. We should all just attack Iran or something. That's what I think. Because it's getting ridiculous. Like, those who don't understand common sense, sometimes like all we need is power to show, like, hey, listen. And but America is probably like, Iran is like, like they're saying what they want to say, and kind of, I don't know how to say that. Like, to me, they look like, how do you say, bossy, arrogant. Yeah, they're being kind of arrogant towards America, and it's Trump administration, and it's hard to see the reality that they are this arrogant. Iran is, but it's probably because they know that Trump administration will not send the land troops in Iran. So that's why they feel safe, right? That they get to say what they want to say, and that give requests because they know that America will not send land troops. So that's like how I think is that even though there's a limit of like budget and everything, but if you do it in halfway, it makes everything worse than it is. So if you want to do something, you got to go all in, with sacrifices, because it's just how things work in this materialistic world. But you gotta do that full in to show what you have and everything, and give damages, like actual damages, so that they will wake up. The enemies will wake up. But first, my country has to be stronger too to help. Hmm. Russia needs to give those islands back. Yes, exactly. Russia stole Japan's islands where they were fighting communism. Yeah. Like we had neutrality pacts, Japan and Russia, I mean Soviet Union had neutrality pact. They were not supposed to attack us, but they just ignored it. They unilaterally dropped it, and then like, let's invade Japan because Japan is surrendering soon. We gotta hurry and take those islands. That's what they did. Hmm. Hello. Cute emoji. Hmm. Know your enemy. Yes. We can sometimes learn from our enemies. My husband is really good at learning from China. China. China always, when they have like negative campaign against Japan, they claim that, oh, the Japanese government or the Japanese like top executives of the military forces, they were the evil people and the Japanese citizens are the victims of such a regime. That's the rhetoric that they use, and so we learned from them, and that's part of the reasons why we say like, oh, CCP is bad, but not really. The people are just living their lives, and they're censored by the CCP. Even if they want to have a protest, they get caught or killed, so they don't have the freedom of speech. So seriously, like the people are the victims, right? And CCP is the bad guy. So we differentiate, like we separate CCP from the people within the country. So we gotta do it back to them. We learn from our enemies and apply that to what they're doing, and it works like magic. GSA call me. Let's see. Japan should be a number one superpower in the world. Oh, thanks for saying that. But it held down by the Russian mafia or communist control by controlled by Israel. Toward the latter half, I don't understand well, but thanks for the first half. At least, like Japanese people, we just wanna live and enjoy life, Yeah. What's interesting though is that, what was that story about? I was actually talking to my daddy yesterday, and he was saying something about the geographic background of our country. He was like, my dad, like I went to see him, and then he was like speaking for like the full hour by himself. Like I was just nodding and yeah, yeah, like I was listening because he seemed frustrated. He spoke like an hour, and he drove himself angrier, more and more angry, because as he goes on, like he remembers many things, and at least he got energetic though after he made a big speech. But yeah, he was talking about that our islands are surrounded by the oceans. So how we protect our country are different from Russia and so on. There's something on that line. I don't remember what we were saying. Oh, super chat! Hey, long time no see. Sorry, I've been gone. Life hit hard. Oh, are you okay now? Are you doing good? But thanks for coming back. I was actually wondering where you went. Didn't your name change a little bit too? Life happens, seriously. And then when life happens, you need to pay a lot too. Mm. The truest part, really? Have you used AI for alternate history simulations? Oh, that sounds interesting. I am simulating a Serbian parliament dominated Australian empire. The caps just it's all caps that is like it has content, but it doesn't really I can read, but it doesn't really like get understood with my brain. So interesting. But yeah, AI simulations are interesting. Yeah. Your daughter passed away? What? No, he hasn't changed manager yet. I am so sorry. I don't even know what to say. Oh. Did she have a disease or like did she just pass away or oh gosh. I am so sorry, man. Oh, but we gotta yeah. Oh gosh, like I now I cannot say like oh life happens like casually. I cannot say that anymore. Oh man, but we all die though, right? Like all of us. It's just a matter of time. At least though that you had like a precious time with your daughter, because some people don't get blessed with babies and so on. So you're one of the lucky ones, and then the time was limited, and I'm sorry, but yeah. But I bet that she had a great time with you and everything. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine. Like even when my dog died, the previous one died, I was devastated. It's a pet. It's not a human. And I was like it broke my heart. Like I understood what it's like to break my heart. I can't imagine losing your daughter. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, we gotta stay strong though. At least you got me and the rest of my people here. And when you need like mental help or something, we are here for you. Hmm. Yoko Zeking. Yes. Yoko tax. We need that. I had to watch a Chinese props. Yeah. Japan must throw out the communists, the U.S. forces, join forces with DPRK. North Korea is that North Korea or China unity is what they fear. Japanese people, like Japan stands with Israel, though. Just so you know, and Japanese people actually, I think the majority probably. I don't know though. I'm just imagining that the majority of us actually like Jewish people because they're rich and then also we know like how like they went through the hard times like throughout the history, starting with the propaganda by Russia back in the day, like the some document that was fabricated, and they were always like chased around, and they had to be rich and learn how to survive. and it still is going on today. And I actually have sympathy for them. So, but there are like, of course, just like in any country or in among any nations, there are good people and bad people. So you gotta always make sure that you're with the good people. Hmm. Let's see. A lot of comments. No caps on this one. How powerful is a Serbian dominated Austrian Empire and the Kingdom of Serbia? If they exist in our real world and they beat the CCP and Russia in wars, they'll be amazing. Whoever can defeat CCP and Russia would be great. You know what's weird about history is that we all thought that Soviet Union wouldn't collapse, but it did. It can happen. History shows, right? That all the empires back in the day too, they collapsed. And it's exciting when you think about it. Think about when, like, there are lots of nation states under the rule of China and Russia. Like, there are people, nation states that are suffering under their rule. You know, their languages are deprived, their cultural backgrounds are erased, their ethnicity is getting cleansed, and it's really, really awful. They can't even learn the true history of their background and so on too. And they don't have the freedom. They're censored and everything. And it'll be great to witness when they get liberated. uh, like China's control, like it has to collapse from within. Like Chinese people in China have to rise at some point to make the CCP government fall. So that's of course, and when that time comes, we need to apply the pressure from the outside. Like outer pressure is needed. So that's when we have to do something. But other than that, like, well, first of all, like they need to rise within, even though the conditions are really strict. Like there's watched all the time, and they get caught easily. And then there are lots of more and more laws, for the safety or security of CCP. But as for Russia, too, though, there are lots of people who want to get independent from Russia, and they want to join the free world. Um, and Soviet Union once collapsed. And remember when there was this guy, I forgot his name, but like a Russian army guy, who was he bald? Like he was like a real Russian kind of looking, and he was gonna say like, "Hey, Putin, like we don't have enough resources." And then he went to Moscow, like, with his troops, and he actually made it happen. Like probably more like far, really far, that he probably didn't imagine that he could go that far, like really close to Moscow. But yeah. So just like that, like Russia is really good at propaganda and information war, that we think like, oh, they are stronger than they really are, but they're not. They're having a hard time against Ukraine. And yeah, like we have probably actual possibility or potential of the country's fall, like rupture. Oh, thank you so much for super chat, Kim-sama. Japan will always be strong. Don't worry if the yen collapses. US is their most important ally. Yes. Thank you. At least Takaichi administration is investing into 17 fields of Japan, and like AI and military, shipbuilding, and regular national security, and yeah, and manufacturers and so on. So, and also most importantly, like like soft power, like manga, like comic books and anime and so on, like, or music too. That if you become our great customers or consumers, that would actually help. So, and also come to Japan if you are from the free world. Like we don't like uh visitors from like cultural backgrounds that are too different from us, but the Western people or South Korea and so on, the those who have like common sense, like our common sense, will be very, very welcomed. And if you drop your money here, it would be great. Hmm. Let's see. I'm waiting for super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Hmm. Canadian socialist Justin Trudeau Castro so he loved China's dictatorship. Did he say that? Like literally say that, or what did he actually say? Little trouble Israel. Oh no. Some battle going in the chat. Like I do understand English, right? And when read the sentences, I can kind of, like when I look at it, I can kind of sense it, but not in the way that I see my own language. So I can't really see, like when you're battling in the chat, I can't I can't really get it, if you know what I mean. Mm. No, you know. There was this guy that I was talking to for a little while, like when I got interested in American politics and when Trump first ran for the presidency in 2000, like he showed his that he was running in 2015, and I started talk to this like half Japanese guy in America, and we were talking a lot, but he believed in, like he really hated Jewish people. And then, oh, Jewish people are controlling the country and blah blah. Here are the proof, and he had a whole database of his collected information that he was connecting the dot with the decided conclusion that Jews are bad and they are controlling the world, blah blah blah, kind of thing. And then he actually sent me the whole data. I'm like, and then I'm like, sorry, but I don't view the world in that way. Like, it would be interesting if what he was saying was true and so on, like, but still, like, I can't see the whole thing, behind the scenes. Like, I'm not like a super rich person or something who is connected to other like billionaires or whatever, that I will never know that kind of world. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And it's okay for me. And then I said stuff like that, and then he blocked me. That was when like I was not was I dating my husband? Like, no, it's before. Like, yeah, I was single, so like I was talking to guys, right? And then like he was kind of into me, but then it's it's like he was so extreme that he one day like blocked me and run away. So it was interesting. Anyway. Oh yeah, with Katy Perry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's I didn't see that coming. But finally like she's happy now, I guess. But they look cute together though. Like same looks, similar looks, and so on. Yeah. I decided what chat room is right for me. Oh no. Oh, no. Speaking of the alternate timeline via Grok, I am simulating I'm in the no, northeastern islands. Return to Japan via Astro Sapien Invasion Soviet. That's a lot of information. Just it's busy. An interesting theory. In reality, the CCP influences the US political establishment like 10 times more than Israel. Yeah. China, man. And China, what's scary about China is that it's their population. There are so many of them. And they have Chinatown everywhere in the world. It is. And then they have like mobilization law. So they can turn on you like all of a sudden. It's really, really scary. And you should be, cautious about that. And as for that, India has as many or maybe more population, like it's a matter of time. And you guys, many of you complain about India, but we gotta make them uh you know stand on our side, and then hopefully they will have our value so that we can outnumber China. So that would be great. She definitely kissed the corona. Yeah. Is it busting you? It's not that I'm afraid or anything. I'm not afraid. I just don't look at it that way. I don't know why it's so difficult that like when you talk about something, you can have this one perspective, but you could talk about or look at it from other aspects as well. You're still talking about the same thing or same issue. It doesn't mean that you have to be completely the same as everybody else. Like I work with liberals, just so you know, internationally. Liberals are who are interested in intervening in like interfering in other countries, right? You guys are more of a domestic people. I'm a more of an international people as I'm reaching out to you and everything. But so what happens is the liberal people are more active overseas, internationally. So that naturally they become my friends. And I'm a conservative and they're liberals. And I don't care. If whatever the premises that we can like I do have problems with the premises and everything, but when like I decide which is the issue that I want to solve, then I work with the people who can work together. After that, we solve the problem. After that, we can go on to another problem. It would be ideal if we could see, like, figure out what the real cause of everything and work on it together. But we will never know. We are only human. Like, only God knows. God's perspective, he can see everything, right? But we are not God, we're human. Okay, we have limitations with our recognition and everything, and that's okay. We are here to enjoy that. You gotta believe in what's up there. And let the man, let God or deities or what, I don't know what you believe in, but let them do their job. We are humans. We are like working bees or something, from their perspective. We are tiny beings. Wait, yes. Anyway, I would appreciate super chat. Hello. My big sponsors asleep or maybe working. La la la. Suddenly, I have a friend who I knew in Japan who hated Jews. Oh yeah, the Bible predicts this hate to be a sign of the end time. No, no, like there are like weird Japanese people too. Like there are leftists to begin with, but the percentage is very low. And also it has like generation gaps as well. The older people in Japan tend to believe in the narrative of the mainstream media. Younger people, Abe administration especially, the second time from the second time, so that would be from the end of 2012 to recently. I don't exactly. It's like 8 years or so, I think. 8 years, 8 months. Wait, but that's a total number. I don't know, but something like that. Several years of administration, and then he was eager to change the education for the better with a conservative perspective, or just a genuine Japanese perspective. It got better. So education background, it's not enough, but it eased, right? Like it's better for us. And then so our young kids today, or the maybe they will be like or those who are in their 20s or so, like they're not as biased, right? And the media today, even though it's not good enough, there are good shows as well. And so it's better, right? So like the society itself is coming to sense now gradually. And then so younger people are less brainwashed by the leftist narrative, and in addition to that, they witnessed the protests in Hong Kong and also what's happening in Ukraine. So they see the reality, that they realize that, oh, like the constitution says that we shouldn't have the military forces and that we shouldn't use that for war, but look at what's happening in Hong Kong or Ukraine. That if you don't, if you're not armed, then you get attacked. So we gotta make sure that we have enough budget, and also the arming military things too. The younger people get it, so they're what they think about get reflected in the election results. So if you look at the like election like behavior, then older people tend to be more leftists, or that they vote for the opposition party, and then the younger generation like Takaichi and so on. Oh, Nick, thank you so much for super chat. AI bubble in the US. I don't need no striking job. Really? AI bubble? What is it doing to you? Markets at record highs. I'm up 80K since I became unemployed. I guess I should be happy. What? What does it mean? That you are getting money or from the investment or something? That's good though. So you have more free time. I'm always thinking about how to get like passive income. I'm seriously thinking of like what to do, How can I be efficient? Oh, thank you so much for another super chat. Fully rearm Japan 100% service rate. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, your voices like that is really important because Japanese people, like again, like we are brainwashed to think that we were horrible back in the day, that if we arm ourselves again, then we will be really bad for other countries, that we would somehow like lose our control and go invade other countries and blah blah blah. Which is not realistic at all. But yeah, so when the voices from outside of Japan say that we like Japan should be armed for the world peace especially, then that will really help. My retirement funds in the stock market. Air bubble is going strong. Oh, I see. Yeah. Can you invest in Japanese AI too? Maybe it's not open. Some are not open, but yeah. I wish I knew, like, I wish I had knowledge about like investments and so on. I could understand if I wanted to, I could study, but I don't have time for that. It's but then if I just dedicate some like set time, like make a slot of time and then study like really hard, and then that sacrifice of time would actually make things efficient eventually, maybe. Hmm. I don't know. But what happens is that when you look at the newspaper, you notice that, oh, there's a new move about AI, and oh, where the country is heading, and new business chances. As for Japan, also watch out for drones. Japan is closely working with Ukraine, and we are learning a lot about uh, the the latest information about the AI drones that Ukrainian soldiers are using. They are kindly sharing the information in return of our cooperation. So what that means is that our people in my country can develop similar technology. So, yep, 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 yep. Mm, anything interesting here? I didn't read today's newspaper, by the way. So just checking if anything fun is here. Let's see. Germany was like that for a good while, but they are rearming again against Russia. Yeah, yeah. And we always compare Germany, like our country, with Germany, and then we say that we need to be like them to have military again and to revise our constitution and so on. Oh, Texas. It says Texas. Like a finance. How do you say that in English? 金融街。まち financial district. Like that's so literal. Financial district presence. They have the presence. The financial, like a big ones. Their bases are rapidly accumulating. Texas, TXSE, New York, NYSE, and NASDAQ. New York and NASDAQ in New York City. Texas, there are this new, like a reception. Interesting. Yoru. Y'all. Y'all. What? Y'all Street. That's so. Are you serious? It's in English too. I wonder if I can show that. Do you see? Y'all here. Y'all Street. Japanese language, by the way, is listed this way traditionally. So when we want to write English, we have so it's this way. So we gotta go this way to write English. So Yo Street. So it's in dollars, and it's a finance street. YOLO. So southern accent, or like a southern expression. It says you all, and then Wall Street. So Y'all Street. It's the official explanation. That's awesome, though. Man, I gotta go to Texas one day, man. When I'm really old, maybe. When I have money, that will mean probably that I am way older. Because look, I am not getting a super chat as much as I should. Oh, Nick, though, thank you so much for your super chat. I'm mostly in boring mutual funds. Oh, nothing special. Really? But it still works, right? That's awesome. Mm. And then they're talking about Normandy. Yeah, some history stuff because of the war. And President Lee from South Korea, the future-oriented Japan and South Korea continued, and he didn't go into the historical issues, so compromise for Japan. So that's great. But yeah, anyway. Mm. Y'all is an American from the South way of saying y'all. Yeah. I watched Young Sheldon. I haven't seen the is it a Big Bang Theory? Like that's the original one, right? But Young Sheldon, it was supposed to be like a Texas, it was a Texans Tex, Tex Texican families. So I heard a lot of Texas accent, and it was so cool. Like it was really like a homey. Mm, uh, yeah. Let's see. I'm just going through your comments. Seeing the many robots from China. Yeah. The problem I have with China and their technology is that they always steal intellectual property that I don't know how much of that is actually Chinese. But they have the culture, like, if you get deceived, that's on you, and also like they think that whatever like you gotta do whatever it takes to achieve your goal. Like I sense their culture like that, so they probably don't think that it's a bad thing either. So I just wish that they would be just honest and they would develop by their own so that I could congratulate and so on. Yo, drones with guns, those were in Call of Duty. Yes. It really helped me that I was playing Call of Duty mobile for a while, like for years. And I am so glad that I have the experience actually, because even though what I played was the mobile version, still like I had to uh, be exposed to the gun, like SMGs and AR or AK series, and like assault rifle, and then SMG, and all the what is it called? I forgot the expressions, but like there are many like a sniper rifle and so on. Like there are all the genres of guns, and also like you will see like UAV, and then there will be like radar and or yeah, mines too, and also all the weapons like grenade and everything, and how to use them, and how effective, like in what way they will be effective and so on. And I will see like launchers, what is it called, you carry the missile and rocket launchers and so on. So like after that, like I saw Russia invading Ukraine, and then the the soldiers started to use the same kind of things, and I'm like, oh, I know that, it really helps. I want to play something, like I wish that aside from like Call of Duty, like at least the mobile version is more like for kids. So I wonder what mature people can play. Anyway, I've been talking for an hour and a half. Wow, time flies. But I need super chat. I need super chat. If you don't give me super chat, then I will focus on Japanese content. I have a Japanese channel, a new channel, and I started to post. It's not doing too well. Like it was doing well the last time I talked to you, and then the new ones, it really like time sensitive. That I gotta upload at the right time with the right topic, and it's really difficult. And you gotta be kind of stupid, because a bunch of people just wanna be agitated. That's they wanna do for some reason. And they're so frustrated that they just wanna write things out. So I gotta provide where they can show their anger. So it's difficult, but because I'm a down to earth person. So it's kind of difficult to engage in their anger. But yeah. Oh, super chat, thank you. That means a lot. Ron Perry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Super chat. Super chat. I just play chess on Duolingo. Is that considered a mobile game? What? uh, Real men play ARMA or Escape from Tarkov. Yeah, the Russian game. But I don't like that tension. I like the more of a sports kind of thing. Good to see super chats with no comments. That's so true. It's so like cool. Here you go, kind of money. Thank you. You're a lifesaver. I'll fetch my Japanese wife and Ichinomiya later in Ichinomiya. What? See you, Kaisen and all. See you, Matane. Counter Strike. Let's see. Socialist Spain converted to 100% green energy. Really? Almost destroyed Spanish and even parts of French power grids. Was it Spain? Like somewhere, like how Europe is having like really high heat, like strong heat, and that it's drying out the water, and that they have power plants in using the water from the river, and then a few countries. I think it was Hungary though, and it was about nuclear power plants, but they got affected. So yeah, but that's interesting about Spain. All the clean energy and everything, like it's all cool, but it's not realistic, right? Especially now that we are using a lot of energy through AI. Yeah. Pink. Pink. Thank you. Thank you so much, Raider. Another. It's so cool. Here you go. Thank you so much for super chat. This is me appreciating. You're speechless. I'm speechless. Sorry, it's a Japanese thing. Like sometimes, seriously, like when I'm really thankful, I'm like, I don't know why I do this, but it's in my blood, right? So thank you so much, always for your support. Thank you. I'm gonna cry. Where? Oh, another 10. I can't even speak. Another 10 from Perry. This live stream is getting more quiet and quiet. It's making me cry. No. It's so quiet. Such a quiet super chat. I don't know how to react. Thank you. Thank you so much. 16. Oh yeah, the pink one. Yeah. And then this one, the yeah, yellow. Super funny, super chat. Yeah. Whoa! Yeah. You know, my husband, by the way, when he sees a mosquito, he reacts like he's seen the end of the world. Like he goes like as if like there was a cockroach or something. Like he's like, it's just a tiny bug. That kind of, that's all. And he's like, and every time he reacts like that, I'm like, right after him, because he's reacting that way. I'm like, he's really not good for my heart in that way. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, you might suffocate me with such a high super chat. Yeah. See, won a horse race game, but not horses, but cosplayers. Oh yeah, Uma Musume. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's actually popular here, I think. And there were some YouTubers who were having that like live stream or some video content. He chat war, another chat war. That's why they are kakoi. What's the best Japanese airline? It's hard to say. Of course, like JAL and NA, but I don't know which one. But I like what's that word? Starflyer, who work with ANA. Starflyer is like reasonable, and also it's their services are okay, and then it's kind of dark within, so it gives you the feeling of the cool futuristic vibe. So that's kind of cool. But as for the services, probably JAL, like JAL. And then but ANA is often criticized for their Instagram content that the young staff who go on the planes, what is it called now? Like it used to be stewardess, and then they changed the name over and over again, and I can't keep up. I don't even stewardess. I don't know what they are now, but like those people sometimes like dance and so on for I don't know why, but they're supposed to sell their security and great services, and then they're like kind of thing. So we are like, right? So and for that reason, I'm like, but yeah, but yeah, I usually use like really really cheap. What's it called? LCC, like really the kind is it's really really cheap because we have the limit of our budget, so you gotta be smart. I like Peach. Yeah, Peach and Jetstar, Skymark. Is it Skymark? I don't like Skymark because I had a really bad experience with them, so I'm like, I'm not gonna use this anymore ever again. Flight attendants, yes. Don't they use the term like crew today too to refer to that people? By the way, if you hop on the domestic airlines in Japan, their English is awful. It's like I can see what they're doing. They're they have to, I can tell they practiced so much based on their own, like a, company's manual, but it's like an English class in school. So it's not like the sentences are written well, but they're so busy trying to read everything in the limited time and so on. And they think also probably that it's a cool thing to read it fast and, kind of be badass and so on. But you can't hear a thing with what they're saying. The thank you for turning, and the pronunciation is bad too. So I have no idea what they're saying. And it's like such a Japanese accent. So, but maybe that's a good part, that you might feel that you are indeed in Japan when you use domestic lines in Japan. They are getting hate for having a big TT stuff. Sounds good to me. Hi, Yoko and so on. Hello. Thanks for coming. Yay. Yay. I'm just looking at the like this. I'm using a StreamYard and it gives me the start section, which means super chat section, and I'm just enjoying the colorful super chat. It's condensed, only super chat, and I can see that. So thank you, thank you. Funny, my wife just did that 1 minute ago. It was a little not. Did what? Oh, you are speaking now with a comment. Sometimes I have a little to say, but I still appreciate what you do. Thank you. I enjoy listening to your opinion. Thank you so much. It's nice to actually read too. Thank you. Maybe, yeah. Maybe my content is kind of hard to make a comment on. Yeah. Thank you though for your support. Thank you. You can finally go on a real vacation at this rate. Would be nice. Yeah. Let's see. I used it before and was nice. Yeah. Usually, like the bigger plane, when the plane is actually big, their services they tend to be good. Man, I've never gotten on first class. I wonder what it's like. Even the business level, I'm always on economy. Reality. But yeah, I wish I knew what it's like. Yeah, yeah. Streamer does separate super chats now. I wouldn't know. I've never gotten one. Oh, yeah. There's a section, different section. Goodbye and a happy mountain day. Oh, you're leaving? No, is it mountain day? Happy mountain day, even though I'm not familiar with. Oh, Yama no Hi? Thank you. Wait, by the way, my birthday is coming up soon, by the way. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Oh, it's next week. Next week, I'm turning 41. Birthdays are not happy anymore. It's a sad birthday. No. It's the same as what's his name? Stephen Miller? I think that was his name. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I want to say like, oh, it's my birthday, but at the same time, I shouldn't be yelling my personal information. So I don't know. I'm still like I used to say that out loud on like on the internet, but I don't know how to treat my like my personal info anymore. Happy birthday, 50 will hit a lot harder. Oh, you're gonna be 50 this year? Oh, you mean me? Like after 10 years or another cool super chat. I'm gonna be so happy now. With the yes, I was just complaining about aging, but now I feel like cool. I gotta be more mature too, right? 41. 41. Yeah. But 40s are still young though, right? In your 40s, you're still young. Yeah. My husband, by the way, is 9 years older than me, so he's living in the future. Turned 50 in April. Oh, so you're in April? Oh, so you're the same age as my husband. Because he's turning 50 soon. He's old. Are you old? I used to think like 40 and 50 are so old, but now I'm like so young. So young. I remember this birthday conversation last year. My birthday is oh yeah, I remember too. We did talk about it. Yeah, it's been over a year since I started watching it. Thank you. Thank you so much for your constant support to watch. Like your engagement helps my channel. So thank you so much. Yes, yes. Only three days difference. That's what I was saying. Yeah, yeah. It's been a year. Wow. Time flies. Yes. What else to talk about, by the way? Hmm. Should we keep talking like this or should we talk about politics? Hmm. Just checking the newspaper in case his news are important. I don't see much. Do you look at sports section because there are lots of pictures? By the way, this is I think is it Hachimura or yeah Hachimura. This is Mr. Hachimura, the basketball player of, as you can see, Japan. But he looks black, but he's Japanese. When you look like watch a interview coverage of him, you realize like he's so Japanese. He's just one of us. So that's always interesting. Yeah. Oh man, all the war coverage is not fun. Like, oh, by the way, today it's Sunday, right? Here in Japan. And NHK, our so-called public broadcasting station, like TV, NHK has this like a traditional TV drama. Like everyone in the show wears kimono, and it's staged as like back in the day, like from what, like 14th or 15th century or something. Like it is like hundreds of years ago, and samurai's time and so on, and they have that sort of shows, right? And this year they have the series about this our heroes called Hideyoshi Toyotomi, and and he lived, like, I mean, the main character is actually his brother, little brother, but anyway, It's about the time when samurais were killing each other for their power, to expand their territory. That's like really, really like those times were the really harsh times, and the men were fighting each other. And that's what's cool about it, right? When you look at the history, like it's like life and death, but you bet on your journey and you conquer the area and so on. And that's so cool. But NHK, for some reason, like, even though it's about like the age is about that, and they were passionate to basically defeat all the others around to expand, NHK pushes the narrative of anti-war. Like, oh, I wish that situations were different, or we are fighting for peace, or something like that. Like the characters say stuff like that, and it's so ridiculous. Then at least like make it like a fantasy, right? But they use the actual people who actually lived, and those who are like worshipped here in Japan, like those heroes that we truly respect and admire. They talk about or they show the actors disguised in that as that sort of people, and then say or push the message that, oh, anti-war. And then also the heroes depicted in the show, always the men somehow, like samurai, somehow cry out loud, which is probably against their cultural values back then. Like, hey, I wanted to do this, but they died, or something like that. Like, men don't cry like it. I don't even cry like that. I'm a female. And sometimes, I have fights and so on, and I cry, because it's natural. But then it's just physically happening, and I don't care, and just keep speaking with the kind of trembling voice or something. But I'm still speaking, with shedding tears and so on. I don't go like, right? But it's what the NHK shows, and it's such an insult for our heroes, especially those who were on the top of the top back then. They were probably their brain was probably wired differently, right? And I don't know why they are depicting our people like that. Yeah. Anyway, Black Samurai. We didn't have Black Samurai. Oh, not again. What was that game called? What was that? The Black Samurai game that they made that became such a controversial thing. Oh yeah, Yasuke. Yasuke was a servant. It was for a show, that it was rare. The black people were rare in Japan, and Nobunaga Oda, the really super strong guy at the time, he had him as a servant, and basically just like a circus kind of thing, like I'm my commentary is really racist right now, but just to show you what it was like back in the day. It was like just showing off the rare human, basically. So Hawaii had an election, hmm, where two elections were tied, so they drew lottery to see who won today. What? That's exciting. It was amazing. Not just to one election tied, but two were tied. Oh, I see. Two elections. One of the odds. That's so interesting. That's often in political field here in Japan, we say like, oh, it's at the end of the day, it's about luck. Like politics is luck at the end of the day. So and the Hawaiian election, it really was about luck. So that's interesting. Uh, samurai soap opera about romance and betrayal. And also, like the main character, the brother, the little brother of Hideyoshi Toyotomi, he there was this part where the little brother went on his knees and proposed to the future wife. Like, it's a Christian thing. Toyotomi actually banned Christianity, I think. But it's a, we don't do that here. Westerners do, but we don't do that here. And maybe today I would get it, but hundreds of years ago, no. Marriages in Japan was about like two two family lines coming together, like household coming together, and it's kind of like, political parties merging together kind of thing, similar to that. So it's not like a romance. Romance happens as a result, but it was not the main reason, especially for samurais and so on. So it was so bizarre to see that. But I guess that NHK just wants to, you know, get popular among like young people and so on. And they're trying to make it casual, but it's actually failing. Like, if you think about Shogun, the TV show, which was a hit in the US, I haven't seen it, but hear that they were really, making sure that it really corresponds to the time before, like back in the day when the show is set, and then it became a hit. So that's what they need to do. And they're doing the opposite. Silly, silly, silly. I was just reading about that kind of stuff. Feudal Japan was brutal, but still badass. My favorite samurai might be Minamoto Yoshitsune. Oh, cool. I am so impressed that you would actually go dive into the history and dig in to learn. I should do that. Yeah. Yes. It's like, like when you think about samurais like cutting the head off the enemy army, the leader of your opposition leader, it's really vicious, when you think about it. Like today, with today's values and standards, you think like, oh, like that's so atrocious. But then when you think about the like back in the day, like today we could just take a picture. Hey, this man is dead, and send it, then that would work. But back in the day, that wouldn't work. But then carrying the whole body would be heavy and everything, and it would deteriorate and so on. I don't know the exact reasons, but like when I think about like the back in the day, how things were, like it actually kind of makes sense. So I just turned 61 this month. Oh, happy birthday! Yay! 61. 60. If you make it to 60, that's like a huge win, right? Like I don't know, but in Japan, when you hit 60, we we wear this like red vest to celebrate, and red uh what's it called, a hat as well. I wonder if there's an expression, how 60th birthday turns yeah, we have the concept of like kandeki, but special milestone called kandeki, completion of 60. Oh yeah, 60-year calendar cycle. True, that's the Eastern culture thing. But yeah, and then 61. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah. So you are this month Leo? Are you a Leo? Until war message make me cringe. Yeah. Like anti-war sentiment is something that we naturally gain, you know, like it doesn't have to be taught, right? Like we all have, like, of course, like nobody wants to die. And we naturally, like as a human or as an animal, we feel bad to take lives, but we need to survive. So that's the balance, right? Like how much we need to actually do to survive, and how much we should avoid and be kind of, self, what's the word? Like stop ourselves. But tea ceremony was created when Japan was unstable and internal conflicts. Ooh, I didn't even know. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ah, I love samurai games, but I'll stick with Neo. The game was Cool Yokai. Ah, cool, cool, cool. Like I love the today's gaming's graffiti, not graffiti, graphic. The technology is so amazing. I wish that sometimes I could just, use my money on, like really expensive games and so on. That would be really fascinating. Or at least like have a friend, gamer friend, in real life, in person, to let me experience that here and there. That would be cool. But it was also common in Europe to marry because of status before the war, but due to earlier US influence, it maybe started to shift earlier. Oh, yeah. And also the Christian values of like married couple, like you're two of you. And um, at least for the high status people back in the day in Japan, like they had to make sure that they have babies, right? Their offspring. So they had those who make babies with, they have their official wife and then the other women to make sure that they have children. And that side of culture kind of it disappeared as time goes by. I'm sorry, I gotta drop out. Oh, okay. Take care. Thank you for coming. See you. Hope to see you again. It has some funny moments. Cool. I gotta check it out. But I'm just like a traditional Japanese shows, like the problem I have is that they could be too difficult for me. Even though I engage in political field, the power struggles and so on are sometimes difficult to keep remembering, like who's fighting who and what's the dynamics and so on. I don't know. Like that's something that I had problems with when I was little, that I forget like which character is what. you know? But maybe I'm smarter today. Maybe I can. And also the language can be difficult. That if you watch the actual traditional Japanese shows, the Japanese expressions are different from today's speaking. So I actually don't get it. Sometimes I need to ask my husband, like, what did he say? And he always stops and explain like a teacher. And also like when it's about like famous scenes or famous people, my husband gives me the background knowledge. Like, generally this happens and this happens, but there are other ways sometimes, and blah blah blah, and yeah, and this guy is married to this woman, and their child is this, and blah blah blah. Like he tells me all the information, or else like I don't get it. So yoga and history is the main reason why I'm so dead set on going to Japan. Oh, really? I wanted to see the places this happened, but mostly I wanted to go because of Japanese mythology. I love yoga. Oh, then do you like Kitaro? What's it called? Gegege no Kitaro? It's about yokai, I think. Like I would watch that anime on TV when I was in elementary school sometimes. I don't really remember, but I what I remember though, I my hair has been long like ever since, right? In the elementary school days, I had long hair like this too. And one day though, like I don't know why it came to me, but I cut my hair short. And then since my hair is kind of wavy, actually, like I straighten my hair, so it's not actually this straight. It's wavy, right? And when you cut hair short, it becomes like when it's long with the weight, it kind of gets straightened too. It helps. But if you cut it, the weight is gone, and then poof, it becomes more wavy, right? And then I cut my hair short, and they became like, and I was parting here, and it became like this, and it was short, and the boys picks on me like, "Hey, Kitaro," because the main character Kitaro is exactly like he has a hairstyle like that. But it's reminding me of that. Anyway, let's see. Oh, super chat, thank you. I should have been a samurai. I'd get loads of honeys. If you actually do well, yeah. Would be cool. But at least you could do kendo today. It's still cool. YouTube doesn't allow the word chicks or babes in super chats. Really? Oh, that's why you wrote it in that way. Hey, interesting. Maybe I could change the standards though. Hmm. Let's see. Anyway. Oh, 2 hours. Thank you so much for super chat. I would appreciate more. Just say. Or else I should go. So, any last super chat? Gotta make sure that you know my desire, okay? I love super chat, so just saying. Mhm. And if you're new here, just feel free to drop a comment. I won't bite. Sometimes I do, but usually I'm open minded. Do you think Russia will stop occupying Japan's northern territories? No. Maybe it can happen if Russia collapses again from their Ukrainian war. So what would happen? What could happen is that yes, they would collapse, and then Japan actually would go into the territories where actually there are residents though from the Russian side. They countries like that use people to occupy, and then there are residents so that we cannot attack. So and also they want to show that it's their territory, so that's what they do. But yeah. ロシアが崩壊すれば北方領土は取り戻せるか。別の方で取り戻せない。So the condition would be that firstly, according to my husband, that Russia must collapse. That's the fundamental premise. Yeah. It doesn't mean that if Russia collapses, then we could get those islands back, but it doesn't mean that just because it's collapsed doesn't necessarily mean that we can take them back, if you know what I mean. And yes, that's my husband's explanation, and I agree. Yeah, would be cool though, but it's like Japan needs the will of a nation. That our leader has to be an actual leader, not just some figure at the top. It's a title, just a title, but she or he needs to have the will as a leader. So that would be nice. because we currently, I mean, so like at least after World War II and up to today, Japan is the kind of country where if you say like, oh, we need to have talks about, like, we need to have discussions inside Japan about having nuclear weapons. If you say that, and if you're a politician, you get fired from your title, at least. So like it becomes such a problem just to say like, hey, let's talk about it, to see what it's like, to pro and cons. Even if you just say that it's like morally wrong here, and that you are put in a wrong place, in society. And yeah, if you say like, also like, oh, let's go with like using our military forces, military power, then people will look at you weird, and also like you will get criticized as well. The anti-war brainwashing, seriously, is really really strong. But at least like people, majority of people think that Russia is a bad guy. So maybe as for Russia, things might be different. Hmm. Gegege no Kitaro. I haven't gotten around to watch it yet. Oh, okay. 2 hours is a good run. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. I need to have lunch, man. It's almost 5. I haven't had lunch. I am new here. Are you? I don't think so. Are you? What? You are the Yuko and Song person, right? Russia will have to be deported by Japan. Yeah. The thing is, though, Japan is like where Russian people actually come sightseeing today, because other like European countries, or maybe America, is it America too? Like European countries don't let Russians come visit their country for sightseeing, and they don't have anywhere to go. And Japan is actually their neighboring country, so they come here to have fun. I'm so sorry for the Western countries that we are cooperating with you and we are like this. At the same time, though, some people believe that if Russian people come here and enjoy our values and so on, they might have a different set of mind. Very naive way to think, but that's like, because they can't go to other countries, they come here. And then Takaichi administration is kind of, it's not her, but it's probably her surroundings, that there's somebody that is pushing pro Russia policy. So it's like sending the economic people or politicians to Russia, or restarting the like interaction of students, meaning like exchange students and so on with Russia. And yeah, and tourism too. And it's like very like opening Japan to Russia while sanctioning Russia. And it's such a mixed message. And it's like I'm like, why do you have to do that? Like it's really rude to Ukrainian people and the free world. And also like politically speaking, it's a mixed message. And I really hate message like that. So mhm. Mix as a weapon. Yeah. Or ethnic cleansing. Punking everyone but visiting those islands. If they collapse, then can you avoid your ban and visit Russia? Yeah, when Russia collapses, my husband and I will probably visit. Because we are likely to be friends with the new leader. Russia will be divided. It won't be the big Russia, Like part of it will remain as like big Russia, but it will be smaller. And then there will be other parts of Russia getting independent, like Ukraine once, did in the past. And then we can visit that there. We are friends with the, at least like on the activist level, we are friends with the people. In Chechen, for example, like they have the, of course, the government body, and we are friends with them too. So hopefully, like they, you know, things like that will happen with other nation states. So, yep. Aki Abe may not be a politician, but why do you think she visited Putin last year? Because she is such a useful tool. Aki Abe is like, actually, Shinzo Abe, when he was alive, he would describe her as like a opposition party in the family. She's not conservative or anything, and she's just more of a really like a not liberal, but like very open, like kind of like Yoko Ono, if you know what I mean. Like she's not a liberal, but like very open, very loving, and just be friends with everybody. So she would post. There's this funny picture of Aki Abe, like from like 10 years ago or so, when leftists were saying like, "Oh, we will not tolerate Abe's policies or Abe's politics. Like, we will not allow him, no, like forgive him or something like that." There's this expression, among the leftists that they were using. And then next to the extreme activists, Aki Abe got in the picture together, smiling, right next to those who hate Abe. She's like that, like, and then she doesn't mean like politically, like she just want to be like, hey, like let's hear each other out, let's be friends, kind of thing. And she's such a like a loving and lovable person. And yeah, and Putin, the way that Aki Abe looks at Putin is that she's a widow, right? And Abe was so like Shinzo Abe was close to Putin at the time because he had the assumption, or at least that was his strategy, that at that time that Abe was in power, he didn't confront like more than two fronts. That his he was looking at the threats of China, and he wanted to concentrate, and he didn't want to, and he's like the king of compromise, so he didn't want to expand just like Trump is doing now. He didn't want to expand like that to make Russia his enemy. So unless something happens, he wanted to make sure that Putin is close to us so that he doesn't create problems for us, even though we cannot take our islands back within. Rather, he had approaches to Putin administration, like offering like economic cooperations and so on, but it all went in vain though as a result. But at least like he believed that like that's the way to go. And then so of course like they had a good relations, right, while Abe was in power, and Akie as his wife tagged along, and so she has a lot of memories even inside Russia, and Putin knows it as a KGB former KGB spy. So he uses her. And when Aki Abe is a private citizen, but she does represent Abe. And when she visited Russia, it's a huge news, right? Just by going there. And then to receive a bouquet from Putin and to cry with him and so on. That gives a strong message. She's such a useful puppet. And she doesn't know. She is busy mourning the death of his husband. So, like, we cannot really complain about her because she's going through a lot. But at the same time, like, if she's the actually the wife of Abe, she has to consider the nation, the whole nation of Japan. So, yeah. Hmm. Takeshiwa, who's pro China? No, it's some. Is it Imai or somebody who's behind her? Doesn't usually get the spot. No, what's that word? the light. Do, 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 do. Should define borders. No, Russia doesn't even sign on them. First of all, we need to sign the peace treaty and everything too. It's like they took our islands with violence. Anyway, no more super chats. I guess that's the. I did receive a lot though. It's a colorful super chat. I think I should go, even though like there are more people watching than usual. If you have like topics that you want me to cover, let me know somehow. Okay, like leave comments after this or something. Okay, and let's reunite next week. Hopefully we get to celebrate my birthday. I hope we can celebrate though. I don't know. Like, no, I mean like my mood, my 41. That's like old. But no, I'm young. I'm young. Anyway, thank you so much for chatting with me. And for those who gave me super chat, thank you. I appreciate it. And I will use your special money wisely. Okay. It never goes to waste. I'm such a kechi in Japanese. I don't know how to say kechi in English. Stingy? Stingy? Tight word? Meanness? Stingy? Cheap? Not cheap. Frugal? I'm really tight on the budget. I use my money wisely. So thank you. Predictions? I don't know. I don't actually know what's going to happen. The time schedule and so on. But next month, though, a lot will happen with Okinawa election coming up. And so due to that, maybe some things about Okinawa might happen. Like we might have debates and so on. But yeah. I just hope the natural disasters will calm down. And also like, it's not only in Japan, in other countries as well. Like you guys too have like a lot of different types of natural disasters. So always be careful. Okay. Stay safe. And let's reunite next week. Okay. I hope to come early, but we'll see. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for such a long time. Okay. Thank you for your engagement in the chat as well. I appreciate every single one of you, even the quiet people. Yeah, happy birthday and great week. Thank you for your miser. I'll look it up later. Bye. Research the Hawaii title election. Oh, yeah. I will. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Thank you again. Bye. Have a good night. Sleep well and everything I want to say. Bye.